We got ourselves Evil Team Shenanigans in Pokemon
Hello,
Amber Episode
everyone,
4.
and welcome to episode
4.5 will come on later in
I'm
this
Gabe,
episode.
and today we'll be heading down Route 3
Doing
and
in this
running
new
into
style,
the
just so I don't have to
evil
edit
team
myself
of the
all over
region.
the place again. It's
Also,
getting annoying
make sure to
fast.
stick around to the end, as I'll have a prompt for more Pokemon suggestions.
I could
Before we get
only
started,
wonder what it
here's
could
a quick
be.
recap. In the last episode, you passed through Route 2, showed
Don't
your
wanna cut anything
progress to
out.
Professor Ginkgo,
I don't
want
want to cut anything out that's important, so this is the easiest way to do
the
it.
Evolution Research Center there was recently attacked, but a pleasant researcher gave you an Eevee and hinted that additional evolution types are possible here in the Palean region.
Don't you mean evolution types? I look forward to seeing what the heck those things are. I wonder if once they're revealed, they'll just, like, stop being silhouettes and be, like, a real thing.
Route 3 twists
Maybe. That's
up
kind of what the
through a
games do,
cold
you know.
mountain pass.
It's in shadows, and
Wind
then you
and
get to the
snow
title screen, it's
bite
like,
at
that's
your
the thing.
face, but you keep your eyes peeled for new Pokemon. You're certain that the researcher in the last town said that Eevee was the only outside Pokemon allowed in this region. But in the
so no
distance, you
Pikachus
see a
here.
familiar silhouette. Getting closer,
Well, the
you
Pika
see
clones
a
are
very
safe
chilly
game.
Meowth. Yes,
thought-
we have a primal form for Meowth.
Okay.
Honestly,
We
when
could still do
Meowth
regional
got a
variants, not
form in
original
Sun and
version.
Moon, I was like, okay, cool. I mean, I didn't really care all that much. It was fine. But when it got a Galar form, I was like, okay, this is a silly trope, and I like it. So yeah, I had
And
to
then
do
we
my
have
own
kept
regional
getting
form.
regional variants. I don't know if
Now,
we got one
I
in
had set
Scarlet
a
and
goal
Violet,
for myself
honestly.
with this region to include all of the currently unused type combinations. So
He
that is
losing
why
his
our
freezing.
Meowth
Poor
will
guy.
start out
Or
as
girl.
a normal ice type, though that normal typing will change when it evolves into Persian. I'd actually love to hear.
I was going to stick with Persian. We're not getting
where this
a regional
design will
variant
go
version.
and what that second typing may be down in the comments.
I
below.
did kind of like the fact that
This
they had its
design
own evolution
fell
line
into
with
place pretty quickly once I
was it
knew
Berserker
I
or something
wanted
like
to
that.
swap
But it's also
its
like, this
gem,
doesn't seem
right,
much like
for
a
an
Meowth.
ice
I don't
crystal,
know.
And that it would have a large
Just so used to
tuft of
Persian,
fur
you
that it
know?
was struggling to use to keep warm. The
A regional
color
variant
palette was also
evolution just
pretty
seems
apparent.
weird to me. But
Oh, and
that's
I
just
tried
my
to
opinion.
mimic the regular form's color palette in its shiny, like I do with the other primal forms. And here is Primal Meowth, the Scratch Cat Pokemon.
Freaking freezing.
This primal form of Meowth
This looks like
lives in
the
frigid
scene that would happen in the
temperatures,
anime or
but
something
does
like
not
that.
seem to be particularly well adapted. Its fuzzy paws
So
help keep it warm,
cold.
but most of its body is covered in short fur. Unfortunately,
So Michael
it seems
Cole
that this
during
shivering
WrestleMania
Pokemon
40 Night
struggles
1.
to stay warm due to its ice typing. Its ability is Fur Coat that reduces all damage taken from
It's
physical
an
types.
ice type that's trying
and
to
that's
stay
pretty good
warm.
because
The
its
irony.
Normal ice type is objectively kind of terrible. Like, I mean, all ice types horribly unbalanced.
Yeah, you're 4 times
I think
weak to fighting,
Fur Coat will help a little bit.
I guess.
You know, wanting to take the feline somewhere warmer, you decide to
How about my
capture
Pokeball?
the poor little ice type.
Yeah, a
Continuing
newly
on,
created
you
ice
nearly
ball that's
trip
always
over a new
freezing.
Pokemon. What you
Oop.
assumed was just a rock turns up and looks at you.
If
Alright, time for another rock type.
Jesus Christ, look at all
Again,
those rocks.
all of the existing fossil type Pokemon are losing their rock typing, so we need some fun designs to fill in the decks.
You ever
This
think
is also really interesting because
how many times have
this
we heard that
gets to
term?
be our
Like, you
first
you
design
trip in
that
the sand
isn't
ground that you
based on
think
a
is just a
prehistoric
blank.
animal.
Turns out it's a
Instead, I'll
Pokemon.
have a few Pokemon that are based on prehistoric
I'm not saying it happens a lot, I'm
concepts,
just saying, you know,
tools and
bit
stuff
of a
like that.
thing.
Actually, I'll ask later in the video for some new Pokemon ideas, so keep that in mind. It doesn't have to be
I like
an
how cute
animal.
this thing looks already.
Anyway, this is based on early tools, specifically the process of striking flakes from a stone to create a cutting edge.
Oh, that's cool.
This will be a 3-stage line, so I knew this design
Oh, it's gonna be like our
was going to
Geodude
need
of
to
the
start
version
out
in a
very
way.
small and adorable.
Naturally,
In fact,
as they
it's
do.
a little more than a head with tiny little pebble legs.
Hey, that's
I
cute.
made sure to get the kind of strike-like indentation on the face to give it some asymmetry and some character. Oh, and for its shiny, I decided it would be gold. So perhaps
Hey, that's cool.
it could look like a gold nugget item in the wild. That would be a pretty bizarre, amazing way to find a shiny. Anyway, this is
Makes
Chippet,
sense though.
the cracked Pokemon.
Looks
This
adorable.
clumsy Pokemon is constantly falling over and running into things.
Oh, I tripped.
It's quite brittle
Trippeted.
and loses small pieces
Tripped.
regularly. Luckily, it builds itself back up by eating dirt and rocks. This process leaves Chippet with rough edges that it utilizes in battle. Its ability is something I'm calling Sharp Armor. When it gets hit, physical attacks lower its defense, but greatly raise its attack. Yeah, so if it can take a few hits, it'll get super strong. Chippet rolls right up to you and
into your Pokeball.
You catch it.
Okay.
Up ahead, you see a pair of people antagonizing a researcher.
The evil
and
team.
And the researcher's particularly terrified Pokemon.
Is that a Panseer?
Okay, time for another fun one. This may appear to be another primal form, but it's not.
It's a new member.
Instead, we're treating this little monkey as the ancestor of the other elemental monkeys. So
Hear no evil, see no
Panseer,
evil.
Panfor.
What was the third one?
Now that
Smell no
trio
evil.
has kind of two main inspirations that we're going to play off also. First, it's the see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil.
Speak
thing.
no evil, my
when
bad.
there's a fourth monkey, it's usually do no evil. So we're going to run with that.
Okay.
And the second idea is that the monkeys' evolutions, they're based
The gimmick of
on,
that for
like,
3 monkeys makes it.
youthful
It's cool. It's fun.
subcultures, street gangs, and the likes.
Street
so we'll
gangs.
follow that as well. Now, those concepts won't really come into play.
Never really
until the
thought of them as
evolution.
street
So for
gangs,
now,
but okay.
You just need to know that it starts out as a mono.
I do.
type.
I know it's kind of
In
like the fact
particular,
that they're kind
I
of
wanted
like
the design to
they could have been
feel
starters in other
defenseless and
games, sort of.
scared. I think the pose communicates that pretty well.
Yeah.
This is Panfear, frightened Pokemon.
That's cute. It's a fairy
Panfear
type.
is
Nice.
likely to be the ancestor to the elemental monkeys. It is quite weary of other Pokemon and prefers to be left alone. They avoid all
I
confrontation.
haven't gotten
when able.
many based
Only
on
when a Panfear understands their trainer isn't a threat
extinct
are they
Pokemon, but
willing
hey,
to
that's
battle.
okay.
And like all the other elemental monkeys, it gets gluttony as its ability.
They can't all be extinct, I guess.
Hey,
Oh,
give us
here we
that
go.
Panfear. It's coming with us. You researchers need to just stay out of our way or else.
Yeah, we're Team Arc.
Team
and
Arc.
We're here to liberate these Pokemon. We take what we want, so give us the Pokemon or pay the consequences.
Is there a single
You jump
fan-made
into action
Pokemon
and
series
battle the
where the
two Team
evil
Arc
team
grunts.
aren't evil?
They use Marsupup, Kabuto.
I mean,
and Chippet.
if it has happened,
But
so
luckily,
be it.
you are
Like I
able
just
to defeat
like
them.
I don't know. I haven't seen
What
many
the heck?
fan-made
Who are
Pokemon
you?
things.
We'll be back for these Pokemon later!
It
Okay,
seems
that was
the
easy.
Alien region has some kind of organized team causing trouble.
Political.
Hope that was the worst of it. With the grunts scared off, the researcher thanks you and offers to give you their Panfear.
Oh,
The scared little Pokemon looks excited to travel with a strong trainer.
does it now?
And you take it with you.
Could have fooled me.
You do make a note, there are very few trainers in this region.
Yeah,
You
we
run
haven't had
into a
many
couple here
bios.
and there, but on the whole, the Palean region is very sparsely populated, so don't expect
Hey, I'm
too
okay
many
with not
trainer
running into a
battles.
trainer battle every 5
Alright,
minutes.
quick segue. I had a
Or
really
5
fun
seconds, I
time
should
creating
say.
new Pokemon based on your suggestions, and I would love to do more of that. So, taking a look at our Pokemon types for the region, I could really use another Dark type Pokemon. I would love to hear.
We're gonna
any
be designing
ideas that
something
you
at
have.
0.5.
It should be
or
either a
4.5.
prehistoric animal or a concept tied
To be fair, some of these
prehistory
could
in
be
some way.
like somewhat
Let me know what you're
prehistoric, considering we
thinking
are
down in
going
the
off
comments below,
ancestors and
and
stuff
it
like
may make
that.
it
But
into the next
you know,
video. All right, you climb up the gradual slope until you are able to look down
It's okay,
on the
that
rest
doesn't
of
bother
Route
me,
3
really.
and the little settlement beyond. But that will have to wait until the next
I do like the
episode.
little detail of
Thank
that
you
little
all
gate
so
there
much
has a
for
0
watching,
and a
and
1 on it.
please leave a like if you enjoyed
That's
the
pretty
video.
nice attention to
As
detail.
always, I would love to hear your thoughts on today's episode, along with suggestions for the next design.
Cool, got
down in
some
the
new
comments below.
Pokemon, a
Oh,
Meowth,
and a huge thank you to
Panfear,
my
and
friends Hunter and
Chippet.
Amuda for playing our Team
Cool.
Arc grunts. I am sure we will run into them a whole
They-
bunch in the future.
Their outfit
I'll
just
see
reminds
you
me
in
of
episode
Grandpa
5.
Max. It's like, but Grandpa Max is a good guy, a very good guy. He's he's one of the best characters. You don't get much about what they're doing other than killing Pokemon, but it's fine. This is the first encounter with them. They don't need to like lay out their entire master scheme in the first episode. It's fine, you know. You could just be like, we're evil, and that's all you need to know for now. It's like, okay, that's fine. First time we met Team Rocket, it's like, we're evil. It's like, okay. All you need to know. But yeah, just some cool new Pokemon, and yeah. Not much to say, really. Neat. Alright, let's go on to 4.5. And here we are in 4.5.
Hello,
design our
everyone. I'm Gabe, and I
design
want to
your
welcome you
types.
to
'Cause
another
I didn't,
bonus video.
give any.
In the last video, I said that the region was lacking dark types, and I left it up to you to give some inspiration. And
I
you
wonder if there'll be
certainly
like
did.
regional
I got
variants of
so
Houndo or
many
something.
awesome ideas. So today, we'll be
there's
designing a split evolution
Split.
and then a regional form that I
Oh, I
you
know
will be
what that
able to guess.
Pokemon is, which is good because it's
The
a
first
standalone and
Pokemon
kind
is
of needs
pulled
it.
directly from Pewter City Jim's comment. This will be merging
Ooh.
the prehistoric
Shaymin and
hedgehog
Zigzagoon.
Silvacola, which I was not familiar with before this.
Oh, even
and
you're learning about
early
some extinct
bone
Pokemon
tools.
animals.
Jim's right that the use of bones is a good in for dark typing.
Yeah.
Oh, and a quick aside.
Cubo not being
Pewter
a dark
City
type is
Jim is
wacky to
actually
me.
working on his own Pokemon region over on his channel.
Hey, good for him.
It's based in California, and it's off to an
Hey,
awesome start.
that's kind
I'll
of
leave
cool.
a link down
Pokemon based
the
in
description below
California.
if you wanna
There's
check
gonna
it
be
out.
crap everywhere.
Okay, so we're designing. I had a general
Hey,
idea for the
Frickin'
form
Unova
and
is just
pose
New
right
York,
away.
so you can.
I love
There's
the
lots
idea
of
of
other
this
states in
little
America you
hedgehog
can base it off of.
porcupine thing, kind of pulling quills off its own back and wielding them as little.
Oh my
needle
god, this thing is
daggers.
Argent from
We're also
Ben
gonna
10.
cheat just
But
a
hey,
little
that's
and
still
say that
pretty
the quills
cool.
are made of bone.
Actually,
And
then again,
obviously,
Argent didn't
in
use his spines
actually
as
quilled
swords.
animals, they're not bone, but we're just gonna go with this for the theme. I
Hey, it's
struggled
cool,
quite a
that's
bit
fine.
with the colors for this one. I was in such a rush to get these designs out, I failed to just do a simple thing, which is go look at the palette of other existing dark type Pokemon.
Yeah.
Eventually I got there, even if the quill pattern still took forever to
You based it a
finalize.
bit off of
But
Galarian
anyway,
and
here's
Zigzagoon. But hey, it's fine.
The Bone Quill Pokemon.
Hey, it's
This
cool, I
grumpy
like it.
little Pokemon isn't content using its bony quills for just defense. It plucks the quills from its back
And
to either
stabs you
throw
with them.
or use as weapons.
Just remembered
Quivicole's
something.
bone needles are sharp enough to pierce through solid rock, and they're always trying to
Just put
discover
my
new
phone
ways
vibrate
to
just
use
in
them.
case.
Its ability is Iron Bars, so just like Togedemaru and other kind of hedgehog Pokemon,
Yeah.
attackers will take damage if they make contact with it.
Oof.
Now, I think I'll toss
Makes
this
sense
little
given
guy
the spikes.
into the next episode. But what is really fun is
Makes
that
sense.
it gets a split evolution from here.
Ooh.
I can't decide if this split evolution should be based on stats or by evolution items. You'll have to let me know actually down
Just
in the
don't make it
comments
trade
below
and I'll
if
be
you
fine.
prefer
no,
stats or
no
items for the
trade.
evolution.
Frig that.
Anyway, the first possible evolution would be if the attack stat is higher than the special attack stat, or
You could.
if you're giving it like a thick club item instead. The thick club is the thing that
Did you
Marowak
just
uses.
yeet a bone
For
at
this
him?
design, I had a couple inspirations. First and most obviously is turning bones into weapons. So
Ooh,
I
you
gave
gave
it
it
a
a sword.
huge sword-like
A
weapon.
giant
The
F-off
second
sword.
thing came primarily from the pose itself, but I was getting some real Cloud Strife Final Fantasy
Hey,
energy
that's
from
okay
this.
with me.
So I decided to lean into that.
Look, like him or not, Cloud Strife is
edgelord
iconic.
mall ninja aesthetic, and I let the Dex entry kind of play up.
Hey, I'm okay
It
with
thinks it's
Pokemon,
real cool for having a
taking
big
from
old
good
sword.
ideas.
Anyway, the colors again they took a while
Besides,
to
this
figure
is
out. I
fake
ended
mon
up
anyway. It's not like
switching the
Nintendo's gonna
normal
get
and
sued
shiny
for it.
colors in the end, and here is Quillvank.
Ooh,
The
okay.
bone sword.
I was
Pokemon.
expecting that coloring based off
Quillvank
of, but
seek
hey,
out
Luisa was the
chunks of
shiny, I guess.
bone and
I guess he
fashion
changed his
them
mind or
into
something.
weapons. They carefully carve
maybe
a
we were
grip
working on the
and
shiny.
sharpen the bone into a point. Quillvank pride themselves in being able to wield the largest pieces of bone in battle. Scientists have studied its biology and behavior, but are still unsure if Quillvank is an ancestor of Togedemaru or Marowak. Its ability
Maybe
is
it's neither,
scrappy,
or both.
so it can use its fighting moves to hit ghost types.
Cool.
I think this little monster will fit particularly well with the Team Arc grunts you'll run into.
I'd
across the
imagine
Alien
so,
region.
given that
Now, I
they're
like
using
how it
normals
turned
so
out.
far early on.
Normally, I'm not a fan of Pokemon designs incorporating items, but this bone sword is so over the top and ridiculous.
I
that
think it's
it
okay
works.
if it's the right
Now,
Pokemon. It
what
feels
could the
right,
other side
you know?
of the split evolution look like? Luckily, I got another really great suggestion, this time from Boreal Mind.
Like
She
Komodo
suggested
or whatever
using
the
the
frick it's
idea of
called is
cave
like always has
paintings,
that log
which
to it. It's
I
like,
couldn't
do you
believe I
need...
hadn't thought of
It's a
that
little
before.
wacky. I don't know
So
if
this
it's okay
split
with me,
evolution
but
will be a little dark
I'm not gonna lose
type
sleep.
artist. Oh, and again, I have to give a
It
shout
depends
out.
on the Pokemon.
Boreal Mind
Evidently.
just so happens to be working on her own Pokemon region too. She's much farther along, and it's awesome. It's based on Germany, and it incorporates a bunch of history and
Oh, that's cool.
mythology. I'll leave a link.
We do not
down
mention the
below. Take a look at
1940s, though. We're just gonna
anyway,
skip
back
that
to the
part.
design. I had an idea of the pose right away. I was
Not
thinking
gonna lie,
about
when I first
Mega
saw this one
Sableye,
on
and how
the
it holds
thumbnail,
that
I thought the
giant gem in
giant
front of
head
itself.
was the
And I
Pokemon,
was
but
thinking
no, it's
about how
hiding,
interesting it would be
behind it.
for a Pokemon to have painted on a large rock and carry it around and use that image to try
Isn't
and,
that kind of like what
scare
butterflies
others.
use and
So
what their
this could
wings
evolve
and all
from
that stuff?
Quillicle
It's made
by
scary with
either
like a face or
having a
whatever.
higher special attack than
And I think
attack
it's a
stat,
fun idea, kind of like a
or by
smear,
giving it a new
smeargle
evolution
mixed
item like
with
a
the
ball of
Sableyes like that.
twine or something. Again, let me know.
Plus,
what
I could
you
see that
think
being
about
in the anime like a
evolution methods
freaking
down below.
ooga
It's a
booga
little
booga.
tough to see
Ah!
since a lot of the design is blocked by the rock itself, but I wanted the design to be more like a porcupine, with the quills kind of flowing from the head as if it were a headdress. Colors took some tweaking, but here is Quilvamere,
Oh, nice.
the bone brush Pokemon.
I like its shiny color too.
Quilvamere have
It's a little
learned how to fashion
Halloween-y.
bits of bone
Probably just
and
glow in the dark.
fur into a simple paintbrush. Rather than face opponents themselves, they use smashed berries to create a terrifying visage on a slab of stone in hopes of scaring others away. Researchers
About
suspect
half our
that
size.
Quilvamere from different areas paint unique, ominous faces on their stone slabs.
Rockhead,
Its
basic
ability
ability.
is Rockhead, but that protects the Pokemon from recoil damage.
Pretty basic,
It's
but
mainly
that's
for the
okay.
name because he's holding like a big scary head made of stone.
He's just whacking you with the
also, I
weapon.
do really love the idea of Quilvamere's paintings varying. It could either be like Spinda, so there are like
Hey, that'd be
little
cool. I'm
slight
okay with that
differences
one.
between each painting.
No.
Or it could be like a regional thing, like Vivian's wing pattern.
Make it something like that.
varying
Yeah, I
depending
want
on
to
what
see like
region you're
frowny
playing the
faces,
game in.
smiley
But yeah, what do you think of this
faces,
split
stuff
evolution
like
line?
that.
With
Give
all
it a
the
little
other
bit of variety.
designs I had
Because
planned,
when
this
I'm
is
in the
actually
post
the
games like that,
first
and just catching
split
birds, and just like,
evolution.
yeah, sure, why not?
Okay. On to our primal regional form. I got a great suggestion from Rawl that I
I don't want it to
looked
be
at
like
a
Spinner, where it's
3D
like this one
snapping
has like,
turtle based
you
on
know, it goes like
Cyanotis.
this
I was
instead of
initially going to
this.
design something from scratch.
like that's lame.
But someone else was asking about making a dark regional form. Luckily, there is a design that I really dislike that isn't too dissimilar from Cyanotis, and that is Turtonator. It's a big, mean turtle. Cyanotis is a big, mean turtle too. There were a couple of things that I wanted to incorporate in this primal form. Firstly, that stupid nose had to go. I hate Turtonator's nose.
It is a little
But
silly.
the concept meant that it needed a snapping beak, so there you go, easy fix.
Yeah, it'll work.
And secondly was getting the kind of segmented shell that Cyanotis has. I redesigned the shell, but I kept it mostly the same. I was
Now there's
really
an actual
rushing through the
threat.
design, and I wish I had spent more time.
Like if you
making
look,
sure
like
that
if
the
Turtonator
shell
turns to you,
proportions
it's
were
like this is
consistent.
a problem,
But
but
it
I
turned
think
out
I can
okay
deal
for
with
the
it.
time I
This
spent
thing
on it.
turns to it's like
The
I'm done.
colors took a long time to
Game
figure
over.
It was a balance of bringing in dark type colors.
This
while
is some
still
really
hinting that
cool
it would
stuff.
Eventually lead to a fire type, in the future.
I could see it, yeah.
It's a little punchier than it needed to be, but pretty fun. And here
I hate
is
that Snout gets
Primal
worse than
Turtonator,
over
the
time.
Snap Thief Pokemon.
Ooh, that's cool.
The primal form of this massive turtle
Gyarados.
loves
Huh.
to steal items and hide them inside their mostly hollow shell.
Oh, is it like how the
You can
Velociraptors steal
often see
dinosaur
glittering
eggs?
objects through the hole in the front of their shells, but
I
they
think it's
snap
Velociraptors
at
anyway.
anyone who
It's
gets
some
too
small
close.
dinosaurs, I know.
Primal Turtonator lacks an explosive shell, but it is still a nearly impossible barrier to break.
It's still a freaking
Its
shell.
ability is something new I'm calling Moocher,
Ooh.
and that is when this little thief, when he hits another Pokemon, if that Pokemon is holding a berry, Turtonator will eat it
Oh,
immediately.
you bitch.
And of course,
I think
its
that's the
shiny
really kind of sword that
is
steals your
just the
berry, but I don't
regular
remember the name
Turtonator
of it.
colors. Now, I'm not sure where it'll show
Hey,
up.
gets the
probably
Turtonator colors. That's
later in
cool.
the
I
region
like
since
that.
its
That's an
stats
A+
are
for me.
actually pretty good. Here are all of the new dark types, though. Thank you
They're all so
much for
cool.
watching,
I
and
like them
please
a
leave
lot.
A like if you enjoyed
I think
the
my
video.
favorite is
As
Turtonators,
always, I
though.
would love to hear your thoughts on
Although
today's episode
Quilvano
down in the
gets
comments below. Especially,
Quilvanic.
let me know
The
which
bu-
of these
The
dark types
cloud
is
one
your favorite.
is really cool
And with
too.
that,
I can't pick
I'll
one.
see you in episode 5.
We got a lot of cool Pokemon in these 2 episodes, a lot of new versions and stuff like that. This is where we went into all the, based on a dead animal thing. And, yeah, again, like I said before already, the original Turtonator, I'm in trouble, but I think I can handle myself. This Turtonator, I'm done. It's over. I'm done. It was fun. It was a fun game, but unfortunately, all games must come to an end. But yeah, got a lot of cool Pokemon in this one. We progressed the plot a little bit, but that's okay. Again, it's a fake mon thing, so we're mostly in it for the Pokemon. That's the initial investment, and eventually the story will pick up and probably get our interest like that. That's how it goes with most of this stuff, right? I mean, you could say you play Pokemon for the story, but not really. You can lean into the story over time, but it's not why you bought the game. Let's be real. Who buys Pokemon for the story? You buy Zelda for the story. You don't buy Pokemon. Maybe I'm being too mean. I'm not saying Pokemon stories are bad. I'm just saying that it's not the investment. I feel like I'm repeating myself. It's not as bad as buying Mario for the story. Don't be freaking stupid. I don't know. Alright, anyway, yeah. Cool stuff. A lot of cool new Pokemon. Really like the designs of them. They're really freaking cool. I love these things. This is so awesome. Yeah. So, yeah. It's just a lot of really cool designs. They look like they took a lot of hard work and I like them all. So, until next, you fix Pokemon. No, you didn't. You fix Turtonator, but no, you needed it. Or she. But, so yeah, until next time, I will see you around. Later.